I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, streaming January 25th, only on Netflix.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. This is Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Central Texas Life. This is a lively bunch today. As you can see, we have a fabulous set. We have a cosmic cowgirl roping the moon. And the inspiration behind this wonderful character is sitting right here on the couch. Harper Schreiner, her mom, Tiffany, who wrote the book, and Sheryl Russell, who is an artist who has helped to illustrate this book. We're going to start off talking about this amazing book, but there's lots of stuff going on in your life.
Where do you want to start, Ann?
Where do we start?
Yeah.
Well, we can go back to the beginning. I first met you through my favorite place on earth, Salado, Texas. And
Peaceable Kingdom, really.
And really, it was the Peaceable Kingdom Retreat for Children. Your grandfather, Jim Bomer, established this wonderful place for kids who have health issues, a place for them to go and just be kids. And that was because your brother, Charles, at a very tender age of 11 months, passed away.
He did, of a congenital heart failure. And had he been born about 4 or 5 years later, they would have had the technology to save him. But, you know, you make me cry every time I'm here. Every time I talk about him, I get teary-eyed, you know, especially with you all because you know the history. But, you know, because of his brave and courageous short life, he was born on January 17th and died the following January 2nd. Actually, on my mother's birthday, he passed. Mary Helen Schreiner is my mama, and Jim DeWitt Bomer, my grandfather, Doris Bomer, my grandmother. They all started Peaceable Kingdom in his honor and to commemorate the legacy of the bravest little boy we ever knew.
Yeah, and what an amazing legacy. Now, it is, thousands of children have benefited from this beautiful property that he had there on the river, and
we launched it in 84.
Yeah, so it's got an amazing history, an amazing track record, lots of honoring of your brother. In fact, after we tape this,
Baby
you're
Charlie.
heading to you're heading to Dallas for some.
Yes,
celebrations.
Lots of fun with Variety Texas Peaceable Kingdom. It's our golf and gala, our annual golf and gala that we hold in Dallas. And people always ask me, why is it in Dallas when Peaceable Kingdom's in Bell County?
Yeah.
And the answer is Cinemark Theaters is our #1 supporter financially and in many ways otherwise as well. And their hub is in Plano. And so we hold our golf and gala with them in the DFW area every year. So this year it's in Dallas at the Addison Renaissance, I believe. But before that, we always make a pit stop at the YO Ranch Steakhouse in Dallas. And it happens to be only 15 minutes from this year's golf and gala. So we're going to mosey on over and have the best bison steak there is.
You have told me about that steakhouse, but you promised to take me there at some point.
It's so good, and I want to take anytime you're in Dallas. I would love to. We all need to go.
We definitely need to go. Well, I want to talk, though, about the book. The book launch is
certainly
planning.
Let me grab it.
Yeah, there it is.
Grab her. Our little baby, our baby.
Right. The Legend of the Cosmic Cowgirl.
That's right.
And as I see, Harper, you're the inspiration for this.
Yes,
and this
ma'am.
started when you were a youngster.
Yeah.
And here you are now, almost grown up, a big high school student
Yes,
at Salado High School. So tell me, what is it like to have a book written about yourself?
It's crazy. I love that I get to be the inspiration for my mama, who's so brave in everything that she does. And it's amazing to just be a part of this book because of how amazing it is. It's really great.
Well, it's fun. It's a fun read, but
yeah.
it's inspiring to young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's certainly a tale of resilience. You know, Sheryl Russell, Queen of Art of Salado, Bell County, Texas, in my heart, is turning 80 years old tomorrow. And we get to celebrate her very soon. She is we've listed her as the creative director on this project, but she's so much more than that. Sheryl and I had this dream many years ago to start an arts academy for children, which we launched, and we mention it at the back of the book, called the Imagineer Arts Academy. We've kind of evolved now. We're more than just an academy. We're a whole frontier, Anne. So it's an entire frontier. So it's the Imagineer Frontier Arts Co. And there's a lot of information about how you can find more about us in the book through our Cosmic Cowgirl book page on Instagram and so much more. But from the Imagineers, our projects with the Imagineers in Salado and across Texas, we've launched a book, and we have partnered with the Texas Rangers. But before I go into Texas Rangers, I just want to say the book actually began when Salado had its great flood back in about 09, 10, 11, somewhere in there.
I remember reporting on that.
Yeah, I need to get the exact year because people ask me this all the time. Ever since COVID, my sense of time is a little off. We went into a warp or a portal with COVID, but I'm not sure if we're out of it yet, to be honest, but I sure hope so. But during that flood, we lost all power to our house, and I had this precious little baby girl who was, if nothing else, imaginative and creative, Anne.
I wonder where that came from.
I mean, projects abounded in every nook and cranny of our lives, but we had no power for several days. Oh. And, she's not climbing the walls, but certainly eager to create. And so I lit candles all over the house, and she started playing with the beautiful colors of candle wax, and we started the book.
That's how it started.
That's how it started, and it's tales of, it's one book, but we have already, 5 or 6 more books coming.
Good.
With a workbook. This is just sort of the I guess, the little bit of beckoning of what's to come.
Well, Sheryl, I want to talk to you a little bit about the creative part of bringing this character to life. How did you go about imagining?
Tiffany and I talked a lot, and let me just say, I just kind of met Tiffany by accident through another
She likes
friend.
to claim it was an accident. I call it a serendipitous storm of, yes.
At any rate, I knew about Peaceable Kingdom because of a friend that was a mutual friend whose brother needed to have the advantages of Peaceable Kingdom. So I knew about it when I was in Arlington.
Wow.
And my husband and I were helping to start a private school, and Granger, who is a character in our book, his brother Gregor was born with some very sad situations in his life, and he started coming to Peaceable Kingdom. So I drove down here one time with Gregor's mother, and we were talking about it and talking. I had no idea the connection, and then all of these people kind of from your past just kind of filtered down, and we just started talking, and let me just say, our camps were such an amazing combination of the skills of really 5 or 10 very key people. And we started always just chatting about what would be the perfect environment for a child. How could we help children and their families to kind of nurture their own creativity? Because Tiffany and I believe so strongly that creativity is one of the things that they sort of ream out of you. Like, you know, here you are.
How can we kill it?
How can we kill it? How can we stop it?
Yeah,
we don't want to even see or hear it. So that was exactly the opposite of our philosophy. We thought, and we had these loosey-goosey camps that we planned.
I don't know that I'd call them that. Maybe, confetti, chaos.
Freewheeling.
I'm sorry I said loosey-goosey, but let me just say.
Letting children be creative and let their own imaginations
We
live.
gave them the
offer
seeds and let them
things
run with
that-
it.
Yeah.
You know, we offered them things that they had never even been able to touch, like an iron or a sewing machine
Oh,
or a pair
yeah.
of scissors with a sharp point.
Or a branding iron but covered in paint instead of fire.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Okay.
we had, I mean, just all kinds of crazy things. And then we started making these little stories. And then as the stories developed, we made the sets, we made the costumes, we made the whole thing. And these kids adopted this idea.
They were able to see their imaginations come to life.
Mm-hmm.
We just helped them a little bit.
And that's got to be
Really,
so
they-
rewarding for you to see this
Well,
It
happen.
is, but I also feel like even though we've been at this, Sheryl, how many years? Since 2008?
Yeah, it's been a while.
She was born in 2007, so so really from the second I knew she was on her way. When I knew she was on her way, I didn't know if she was a boy or a girl yet. If she was a boy, she would have been named after my little brother, baby Charlie.
Yeah.
But if she was a girl, I still kind of wanted to name her Charlie. And then because of Harper Lee and my love of Harper
Yeah.
Lee's work, and
I wondered if that was the inspiration for your name.
she was a Harper, and the word Harper means musical. I knew she had a musical soul, but I made a MySpace page. This is before Facebook. Yeah, that's the dinosaur I am, folks. The oil of Olay is kind of working maybe, but not really. But you know, I made a MySpace page, and because everybody wanted to know about our baby shower. People from all over the state. She
Yeah.
was the first grandbaby being born into this, family and
Oh, yeah.
ranch and peaceable. So I was like, I'm making a MySpace page, y'all. I cannot keep up. So before we even knew if she was going to be a boy or a girl, I called it My Baby Compadre. And then from there, it became My Cosmic Compadre. And then when she was born, My Cosmic Cowgirl.
Okay.
So-
So you've always been that inspiration. You were nodding your head though when Sheryl was talking about children, kind of coming to life in this. And you obviously were a beneficiary of this. What was that like for you?
It was amazing. I mean, that's where my love of acting stemmed from completely. We grew up getting to make these silent films that evolved into just creativity overflowing from every facet. And I got to be a kid over and over each summer, even though I'm growing up
You were
still.
growing up, yeah.
Yeah, and now that I get to be a counselor there or just helping out, I still get to relive that over and over and over. It's just a magical place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, our website, if you go to our Instagram page, at Cosmic Cowgirl Book, it has all of our websites. So if you click on the actual website, there's 3 sites there. It has a video link, and it's so sweet. This sort of happened impromptu over this last Christmas break. It has sweet little interview nuggets from all of our campers over the years.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
We will have a link on the post here, I think, to that video, so you can go and check that out.
I can't watch it unless
they're
I'm.
so
I need an
articulate,
hour
yeah.
to cry afterwards because
Yeah,
they're
no,
so
they're very good.
sweet. Those
It's very good.
babies, and I mean, they've given. I know this is so cliche, but it is so dang true in this regard. And with this project and all that we've been doing over the last few years, they have given these 2 people, and all of our Imagineers have given us so much more than we could have ever given them. And again, I know it sounds cliche, but it is so true. It is what has kept me going in my darkest hours. And I've had long COVID, and I've also been in a fight that little know about in terms of protecting children and whatnot. But their resilient souls have kept me going, because if I can't fight for myself, I sure as heck can fight for the light for them.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
At Peaceable Kingdom, in Salado, Shriner University, Texas Rangers, Ann Harder's grandparent camp, grandma camp, whatever we're doing. Whatever we're doing, it's for the kids. We're fighting for the light.
Oh, we are. And so I want to talk right now a little bit about your fantastic lineage. I mean, there's a wonderful article in the Salado newspaper. It has a wonderful article starting out talking about the book, and the 3 of you are in.
Tim and Marilyn Fleischer are the angels of Salado.
They
and they're
are.
not just angels, but they're warrior angels for Salado.
Yeah.
And Salado is a wonderful place. There are very different thoughts about the growth and where it's going.
Right.
And Marilyn and Tim have been such just graceful guardians of the town that we have loved and nurtured for, I mean, heck, you've been there since 90 what?
91. I
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
you moved to Salado.
And I've
yeah.
been there since '89.
Yeah.
Well, I left for college and came back, but
Yeah,
we've
I came as a, literally, I had to leave my house because it was being sold. I had no place to go.
Yeah.
And we drove to Salado and stopped, and the rest is history.
I understand.
there was a goat farm and a fire involved. I know that much.
Yeah, I mean, just the craziest things you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I went back to college, and I became the director of university relations at Mary Hardin Baylor.
Oh,
And I
wow.
knew nothing
Perfect place.
about the
Yeah.
area. So I'm like, what's the difference between Killeen and Temple? Well, after a while, maybe one day,
Yeah.
you saw the difference, and you saw the promise of Salado.
And with Baines House and all that you created at Baines House Bed and Breakfast there on Royal, I mean, it was the art mecca of imagination.
Well, and it is today. It's quite an artist enclave. Salado is. So
Yes,
yeah,
It
Salado
is.
is
It's
perfect.
a wonderful environment, and let me just say that Salado was a community of people who chose to come there, and because they chose to come there, they came with such integrity and enthusiasm, and it just seemed like every kind of crazy idea blossomed.
Well, and we were on
Yeah.
the cusp, coming out of economic downturn in '08 and I-35 expansion. And
Salado really was on.
it's kind of like a
was on the
forest fire.
ropes
I
for
call it a
while.
forest fire. It's
Yeah.
like a metaphorical
It
forest fire.
was.
And
Yeah.
then we've had the changing of the guard at Stagecoach. I work for Stagecoach. I'm the director of historical events there, special events that are rooted in history and unique flair, Southern flair. And with my ranching heritage, I can't help it. It's in my blood to love Texas. Whether even if it means like against all odds and it's probably self-defeating, I'm still going to go fight for Texas roots and history in the name of just the beautiful traditions that are steeped in ranching and hotel hospitality and the Chisholm Trail and all that across 3 centuries. So I want that to be available to my children's imagination, minds, hearts, and souls. I just feel like it's so important. And if nothing else, we're creating avenues and space and events for community and family and light and love, and what's better?
Yeah, where's a good place for folks to get up to date on all these events? You do have a lot of things
Yes,
coming.
at Cosmic Cowgirl Book on Instagram is the
Okay.
best place right now. They can also follow me, Tiffany Schreiner, on Facebook. But that's the best place is our Instagram page for the book because I'm putting all the links there. Instagram does a great job at compiling it all for you and making it very succinct. So
Yeah.
you just click on the link there.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about your heritage, which is so awesome and impressive. Your ancestors founded Kerrville. I mean, a lot to...
I had nothing to do with that, Ann.
Well,
I was just born.
but that's cool. And I love ancestry. And so when we come back, we're going to learn some more about that and some of these great things coming up. So you stay with us.
Hey y'all, I'm April,
Hi, I'm Caroline.
and we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime,
Rape.
rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those too also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm an alcoholic. Here's the deal. Everybody knows somebody that has suffered from the disease of addiction. I want to invite you to listen to Purpose-Driven Sobriety, where we have real conversations with real people that have suffered from the disease of addiction and have gone on to thrive. Here, we shine light into the darkness that is addiction. You can find Purpose-Driven Sobriety on Facebook or anywhere you get your podcasts.
And we are back with Tiffany Schreiner, her daughter Harper, and Sheryl Russell, artist extraordinaire.
Queen of Salado.
And they're the Queen of Salado. And yeah, and we're talking about the Legend of the Cosmic Cowgirl book. You want to hold that up, Harper? And Harper was the inspiration for this. But Tiffany, your roots go very, very deep in the state of Texas. And it was in the article that I read in the Salado Village Voice.
Yes.
Village Voice.
Salado Village Voice.
And through that, I mean, you still have great ties to Schreiner University.
That's right.
Your
Yes.
name, yeah.
Yes, I've become an ambassador for their Texas Center, and I'll be there for the centennial of Schreiner University's centennial celebration starting September 15th. They have a big celebration weekend, September 15th through the 18th. For the centennial, and we'll be there. I'll be there as a Schreiner, but we will also be there representing the children and family outreach arm of the Texas Rangers Historical Association, and we're working with them and their new director, Jody Jen, here in Waco, on some really exciting projects.
Right? Can you talk about
a little bit?
A little bit.
I can tell you
with children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I can tell you that there's going to be a lot more for kiddos through their work and efforts here in Waco and for all of Texas. And I can tell you that Jody Jen is an angel, and he believes in giving to kiddos and making sure that they feel welcome, and that their hearts and mind are nurtured through the programming there. He hired us to really bring a lot of the Texas Rangers to life and their history from, Rangers like Captain Jack Hayes, who was known as a defender of women and children, for whom Hayes County is named.
Yep.
Where Wimberley and San Marcos
Sure.
are.
Yeah.
And I actually have a son named Charles Hayes after that Texas Ranger. And then then there's the myth and lore and legend and true factual history around the Petticoat Rangers, and we've written a book about them for children that's coming sometime in the next year and a half or so, and hopefully sooner rather than later. There's a lot of growth, not just outreach pop-up, but brick and mortar growth happening for the Texas Rangers here in Waco. And let's have Jody on sometime, and he can tell you what.
I would love that.
Yeah, I'll bring him on.
Certainly, as you get closer to some of
he's
these
written
events.
several books too.
Really?
He's a historian. He has a prolific background in Texas law enforcement and philanthropy around it. Yeah, he's a gem.
Well, the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame in Waco is a gem. It truly is a treasure for us here, and to hear that there are plans for even more programming and things for people to become involved with the hall.
Let me put it this way. Boy, is there ever in Harper. That's all I can say.
If Tiffany's involved, there's going to be a lot happening.
And what was happening before I came in? Now I'm in, and it's happening.
It's right, on steroids.
Jody Jen. We'll give it over to Jody Jen, the new director for the association.
Well, that is awesome. Okay, so
and my great-great-grandfather was a Texas Ranger.
Exactly.
Captain Charles Schreiner. So that's how my grandfather, Charles Schreiner III, and there was my dad, Charlie 4, and then my brother, Charlie 5, and my boy, Charlie 6. We're all the Charlies. Yeah. She was almost Charlie 6. Through all that just sort of legacy and tradition and just steeping in the grit and grace of Texas history, I was very much exposed to Texas Rangers. I mean, I had many who felt like uncles to me, and at my grandfather's funeral, Charlie 3, there were probably over 100 Texas Rangers who showed up. He himself, Charlie 3, Captain Charles Schreiner was a Texas Ranger at the age of 14. But he lied, actually, and said he was 16 so he could get in and support his family because his parents had died. But he is the man for whom Schreiner University is named. And then the YO Ranch, of course, that he founded and I grew up on until I was 10. And we'll be there the weekend of September 15th at the YO Ranch, by the way. We can't wait. Yeah. But, because of all of that, like I said, grit and grace and just lore, tall tale and troubadours, I call them, all around me, and then real, the tried and true pioneering spirit of the Texas heart, I just kind of can't help myself. It just comes through me all the time. I'm a very inclusive Texan. Some people don't know that about me, but I need to say that. Every creed, color, walk, and you know what? I mean, I am...
Sure.
Bring them all. Armadillos to the whatever. Sha-la-las, as we call them. I just love them all. And
Well, it is a great state.
It is.
And, it's
it
obvious
is.
the
And
love
we're
you
working
have.
with so many Texas-based organizations and historical organizations. And I mean, like we're throwing an event on October 28th, the Imagineer Arts Rodeo at Stagecoach, which is basically taking over the entire public creek side of Salado next to Barrow while they're doing their Oktoberfest. And, it's the weekend before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be all Cosmic Cowgirl, all Cosmic Cowboy, just celebrating the history of Stagecoach and art and our book. But it's steeped in Texas and this pioneering creative spirit, enduring spirit that I feel every Texan has.
Yeah.
And if you've lived here long enough and you're devoted, you might also be able to be a, inductee.
Well, and you were telling me, Sheryl, that your husband has deep, deep Texas roots as well.
He does. His family on his mother's side came with Stephen F. Austin.
Wow. Is that one of the 300?
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the 300, and very outstanding people at their time. Unfortunately, his relative was the first person murdered in the Texas colony.
Oh, my.
And it was just evidently a horrible experience long ago. But they had a ferry that went across the Brazos River.
Mm-hmm.
And that, everyone that came with Stephen F. Austin had money and a career. And so they were all chosen to come because they had some level of expertise. And so they had run a ferry in their previous lifetime. So the point is, all of these people who came to Texas came with a purpose and a very, very valuable sense of integrity that really has lived on in the people of Texas. And, as I said, I only became a Texas person by marriage, but I love that idea of Texas. And
Well, in your case, Texas got really lucky.
And the property we had in Salado was the home of George Washington Baines, who was
The Baines
actually
house.
the third president of Baylor when it was still at independence. Then he came and helped to start the university in Salado. So, I mean, this aura of accomplishment and education and nurturing
Really?
exists.
Yeah.
It's an amazing
It was kind of
thing.
an Athens center
is,
in a
yeah.
way, yeah.
I mean,
Well, we're home to the first
Salado-
liberal arts college in Texas, Salado
Right.
is.
Salado
The ruins
College.
are still there, right across from the Stagecoach,
Right.
And so much of it is really kind of a small nucleus. You don't realize. I mean, Salado is small, but it's within walking
Growing.
distance. It's growing a lot. But the point is, it's just was so thrilling for me to meet Tiffany and Granger, who is just a
Granger Esch.
fabulous person, Granger Esch, who I knew, as I said, I knew his family.
He's a certified clown who used to own the Silver Spur Theater in Salado, the
Yes.
live theater, and now he transitioned into caregiver for his brother, but also he is a therapeutic clown extraordinaire at Cook Hospital in Fort Worth. So anytime
his background is actually from Ringling Brothers.
So he
Oh,
is
wow, yeah.
he is our Ranger Granger in the book, and he
Yeah.
he'll be at Shriner with us for the centennial and the bicentennial for Texas Rangers on stilts, wearing fringed, all caps,
You bet.
chaps.
Yeah.
If love and fringe is wrong, we don't want to be right. That's where we
Yeah,
are on that
like
side.
this.
I mean, they're on me. It's on her. It's
absolutely.
everywhere.
That's right.
We're Texan
That
after
is a
all.
Texas thing.
If there's something
Junk
kind
gypsy
of
boots.
flashy and sashy, we want that.
Unless it's
Well, as you see.
Yeah, we've decided no glitter, though, actual glitter, because
No,
it's bad
no.
for the environment, we've decided, and
Yeah.
Cheryl does not like glitter, which made me really
My
sad.
husband said,
But we love fringe, and we
"We
can
love
have sparkle
fringe and
things.
We love stars, but he
Stars.
said, do not.
Stardust is acceptable,
Yes.
but not glitter.
But not glitter.
It hurts all the baby animals.
Well, okay. All right, so I'm going to veer off because another, wonderful event we were involved with for many years. It was Serena Fest,
Yes.
of course, the legend of Serena, the mermaid in Salado. Well, now we've
I'm
got
the founder of it.
The founder.
And Harper and Sheryl are the inspiration for it.
Here we
and
go.
Serena the Mermaid by Troy Kelly, yes.
And
Jackie
which is
Mills.
just a wonderful Indian tale. There are
Yeah,
a couple of
I
different
launched
books.
it after my baby boy was born. He's now 7, so I launched it about 7 years ago.
Yeah. Well, right, about 7 years. And so you're moving down down
joined-
the highway just a little bit
I have
to
joined
San
fo-
Marcos.
Yes, I've taken my mermaid creativity and my mermaid team, my original mermaid team, and we are now directing the parade portion of the San Marcos Mermaid Parade, and that's September 23rd. They are declared by the governor of Texas the mermaid capital of Texas.
Okay.
And, they had Ocarina Springs. And
I remember
the
going
swimming pigs
as a little girl going
Oh, my gosh.
and seeing the mermaids through the glass bottom boats.
Right,
Oh,
and they're
It
just
actually was so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, that was a
Actually
big
knew
It still
one of those
is in my
mermaid
mind.
girls.
Oh, did you?
Well, right. Well, I mean, and so July Holbrook is the founder over there, and she is just freaking amazing. And she came to me. She actually launched it a year or two before I launched Serena Fest. I didn't even know they were there. She found me, and she was like, I hear you're doing mermaid things that are fantastic in Salado. And she's just a fireball and heart big as Texas, maybe bigger than Texas with her, and if that's possible. And she's grown so much, and they have HEB big time supporting them,
Good.
along with some others. And they've got the 3 E's happening: education, environment, and then extension of the arts. And they're covering San Antonio. I mean, they're immersing in the schools and the libraries and the churches and everywhere they can. And really coming out of COVID a lot more. We're going to do a mer ball.
Really?
Masquerade ball, not this year, but next year there. But this year we've got big time parade, big time festival, all the things happening all day long, September 23rd there in San Marcos. And, it's just, I'm so lucky to be there. And Stagecoach is actually sponsoring the San Marcos parade. So, we'll have Variety Peaceful Kingdom represented there too. And I mean, I loved my time in founding Serena Fest, but after I got long COVID, I needed to pass the baton. Unfortunately, it's not been passed in a direction that I felt I could trust, but all that said, to each their own. God has a plan, and I'm so lucky to work with July and her team, and we are too. We're so excited to go down there on September 23rd. And my beau, he lives just about 10 minutes from there, so I'm down there all the time.
Oh, you're
anyway.
in
Yeah.
San
We
Marcos.
share property in Salado and there, but he lives right by Wimberley.
Good.
And he was our first official male mermaid ambassador.
Merman.
Yes, Ryan Maddox is his name, and he's just so great. But then we also have Brandon Ryder, celebrity singer songwriter.
Oh, I love
and
him,
he's like a brother to me,
Yeah.
and uncle to her. He's our second mer ambassador. They kind of fight over who was first, those boys. And and so Brandon's doing a lot of work with us too. He's got those 2 songs that just suit our mission so well. Freeze Frame Time, and then, which I first heard when I was 6 months pregnant with this one, and then Let the Good Times Roll. And I mean, if you listen to those lyrics, they really embody so much of what we're about.
Yeah. Well, there is so much involved with anything that Tiffany Schreiner's got her little
I
fingers.
can't help it, Ann. Hey, I went into remission for about 2 years, went into hiding, and now it's like a slingshot. I can't
That's
help
right.
it.
You are back in full force, and
It's
again,
partly your fault.
Well, okay, I'll take the blame. But The Legend of the Cosmic Cowgirl is available on Amazon Books. I mean, you can find it just about anywhere.
Yeah, and Stacey Bruce, if they want to connect to Variety's Peaceful Kingdom, she's the gal. She's my gal over there.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you
for your time, and I know we're going to come back.
And a portion of the book proceeds, I have to say, right now it's going to evolve, but right now they're going to go to CASA. Bell County, a portion of the book, probably through about September, and then we're going to switch over to the Salado High School Scholarship theater group. Yeah.
Well, it's all good, and Harper, thank you.
Thank you.
And Sheryl for sharing your great talents with us too, and Tiffany.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And the book's
so
on
much.
Amazon too, but come to us first before you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,
for sure.
for all of us here. Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, check out some of the links we have in the post so you can even see more about the Imagineer Arts Academy and all the things that are going on through Tiffany Schreiner and her wonderful friends. So
Barrow Brewing is our number one friend in Salado.
Oh, yeah, Katie.
Barrow Brewing and Stagecoach.
Wonderful folks there as well. Of course, you know, Salado is my happy place. So
Rightfully
so glad to have you with us. Hope you join us again. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.